Personal story segment tonight, the latest on the Trayvon Martin story. George Zimmerman, now accused of second-degree murder, appeared in a Florida court today with his new lawyer. No plea, no bail request. Apparently those will come in another hearing next week before another judge. With us now, Sybrina Fulton, Trayvon Martin's mother, and her lawyer, Benjamin Crump. First time I've talked with you, Ms. Fulton, and everybody on my staff feels the same way. We're sorry you have to be here. We're sorry you have to go through this. I mean, I have a son. I can't imagine the pain that you go through. You know, your son is there one day and the next day he's gone. So I think all Americans are feeling your pain. And we all want justice in the case. And last night I said that from the very beginning, I don't know whether you know, but certainly Counselor Crump knows, we've just called for calm. Right? We just said, let the system work. Let's not convict this Zimmerman on television. Let's not make these wild charges. But a lot of people didn't follow my advice. They didn't. And I said last night that some of them should apologize, like Reverend Sharpton. Was I wrong to say that?
I don't know the circumstances behind it, but he also promotes peace. We've never asked for anybody to do anything out of the ordinary. We wanted to have peaceful rallies and peaceful protests, and we're not supporting any violence or anything like that. No, you
yourself and Trayvon's father absolutely have been magnificent, and so has your lawyer. You've called for restraint. But others have basically whipped up emotion. And you can see it around the country. I don't know whether you follow the news, but there have been varying incidents around the country where people have gotten hurt. Emotions are high. The polling is crazy. 33% of white Americans feel that Zimmerman didn't do it, and 90% of black Americans feel he did do it, which says that the television media here is whipping up this thing, and I'm calling for restraint. And I think that Sharpton should apologize for some of the things he said.
And you want me to comment on that, and I don't know everything that's behind it. I haven't been watching a lot of the news, and I haven't been watching everything that everybody has been saying, so I'm not sure, you know, what response
and that's
you
fair
want.
enough. What would you say, Counselor?
I was going to say probably Reverend Sharpton, and you should probably discuss that. I think one of the things, Mr. O'Reilly, is you had, unfortunately, to have kind of rallies and demonstrations just to get them arrested, because we've always felt that had that not happened, they were never going to arrest Zimmerman. The police.
Did you really believe that, though?
Oh, absolutely.
See, I never believed that. I thought the state of Florida would do the right thing. I really did. Now, locals, I don't know Sanford, Florida. I mean, you guys are Floridians. I don't know Sanford. You might be right there. But the state stepped in fairly quickly and took it over. And once that happened, and the feds went down, too.
Yeah. The state took over about 27 days into it. But, Bill, you're a father. If someone killed your child who was unarmed and they didn't arrest them and told you they weren't going to arrest them, and 27 days later,
I'd be through the roof, and I'd do exactly what Ms. Fulton did. Exactly. I'd go public. I'd say, this is wrong. We need it in. So I don't have any beef there at all. What I have a beef with is convicting Zimmerman on TV. That's what I have a beef with.
And Ms. Fulton has always said she wanted Zimmerman to have his day in court.
Right. Now, you're going to be there, I assume, every day of that trial.
Yes, I will.
All right. If at the end of the trial Zimmerman is found not guilty because of this quirky law, this stand your ground, and you see that it was a fair trial, do you think, with all the emotion running through you, that you could come out and say, hey, you got a fair trial? Is that possible?
It's quite possible. I believe in the judicial system, and I believe that he can get a fair trial.
Okay. So it's so much a burden on you, though. I don't know how you're going to get through that. I don't know how you're going to sit there and do that.
Well, how did I get through my son being murdered and the person walked for 44 days?
I know, but you're going to have to relive this through this trial.
Well, I believe in the judicial system, and I believe that he will get his day in court, and he complete his case.
Okay. You're going to be there with her, right?
I'll be there with her, and she has tremendous faith, and she quotes
I heard that yesterday. You have a lot of faith in God, which is really important in stuff like this. All right, look, let me just tell you this. If during a trial, Counselor, you see something that you don't think is right, all right, because what I don't want is that whatever the verdict may be, I want the American people, just like you said, Ms. Fulton, to accept the system, to accept the verdict. But if you see something that's not right as it's unfolding, please let us know, all right, so that we can deal with it before the verdict comes down. Go ahead.
Now, that's fair, Bill. And I want to thank you and your show And a lot of the people for telling everybody to stay calm, I think that's so important. And it's one of those things, Sybrina said, this shouldn't be a racial issue. It should really just be about justice.
Absolutely. We're all Americans here. Nobody wants a 17-year-old son shot down in the street. And I'm sure on the Zimmerman side, nobody wants to see, Mr. Zimmerman doesn't want to see his son life ruined because of this. So this is a tragedy all the way around, and we got to handle it with the utmost restraint.
Thank you, Bill.
Our condolences again, Ms. Fulton. Thank you for coming in here. You're always welcome on the program. Counselor, you're a stand-up guy, and you know anything you got, you come right to me, all right?
I certainly will, and we'll let you know.
All right.
If